Begin this day in Stamford, where we have new details on that tragic Christmas Day fire that killed those 3 little girls and their grandparents. News 8's Allie Reed live in Stamford with more. Allie?
Good afternoon, Keith. Stamford firefighters are currently inside Government Center right behind me, handing out free smoke detectors. It's part of a big public safety campaign they have going on to make sure every resident in the city has a working smoke detector. They want to prevent another tragedy from occurring like the one on Christmas Day. Now, speaking of that house fire, WCBS is reporting that prior to the house fire at Madonna Badger's house, they had removed the smoke detectors and fire extinguishers, in fact, put them in the garage next door to the house while painters got inside to paint the interior of the house. Now, we asked Stamford's fire chief about this report. He said this is the first time he's hearing about that. The Stamford fire chief says it's too soon to know. The investigation, he says, is very much still open and active. But today, the focus was on preventing future tragedies and making sure everyone in Stamford has access to a working smoke detector. It's the first of many smoke detector giveaways they'll be hosting throughout the city. They say the rule of thumb is that there should be 1 smoke detector per bedroom and 1 on each floor of the house. Firefighters say while they can't change the tragic events of Christmas morning, they can, through this public safety campaign, help save lives in the future.
Somebody put it to me well. They said, well, how do you know that these smoke detectors are going to save a life? I said, we'll never know that. We're going to assume that it will. And therein lies the best possible outcome.
I have a lot of grandchildren and they come to visit, and I want to make sure that they're safe because they sleep over sometimes.
WCBS is also reporting that the girl's father, Matthew Badger, has hired private investigators to investigate the fire. We talked to Stamford Mayor about this claim. He says he does know that there is a private investigator working, but he said he did not know who hired that private investigator. Now, police and fire officials say they will not comment on any of the facts, anything related to the investigation until it is concluded. I asked the fire chief when he expects that to happen. He told me he doesn't know. They're not putting a timestamp on it. He says it could take weeks or even months. Reporting live in Stamford, Allie Reed, News 8.